Hey guys, and welcome to your new moon energy update. We're going to be talking all about the new moon that's happening on July 28th, and this new moon is going to be in Leo, okay? So we've got 5 major themes that we're going to talk about, and make sure to stay tuned to the end because we will be doing a pick a card for your moon message. So let's jump right in. So there is the new moon. It's on July 28th, and it will be at 12:55 p.m. Central Standard Time, just in case you wanted some information on that. However, the first thing I want to talk about is there is a chakra that will be affected at this time, and it is the throat chakra, right? There's a lot of throat chakra blocks being relieved at this time, so communication can be cleared. You might be stepping forth in your power. You might be able to, for some people, it might even be demanding respect, but I feel like saying, hey, this is what I need. I can finally stand up for myself. I can finally speak up for myself, and I can finally get what I desire because I'm using my voice to communicate it, right? Around this time, though, you might want to be drinking some teas or putting some lemons even in your water just for a little bit of soothing, because it feels like almost, and not necessarily for everybody, but for a lot of you, might be a big drastic change. Like, oh, I'm not used to putting myself first. I'm not used to speaking up. I'm not used to saying this is what I need. And so we're going to be using the throat chakra a lot right now over the next 2 to 4 weeks. And so soothing things, even like a lemon essential oil, or you could do lemons in your water, like I said, or in your teas or anything like that, that will help soothe that. You can also do like blueberry smoothies, anything like that. But the throat chakra is being activated at this time, right? So that's the first thing I want to talk about. The second thing I want to talk about is about feeling capable again. So some of you may be coming out of the darkness a little bit, and this July happened to be a rather rough one. This Cancer season was a little bit more emotional than the normal Cancer seasons. We had a lot going on. I've talked about it in the previous energy updates, but here's the thing. For some of you, that brought in a lot of sadness, maybe some anger, a lot of emotions. A lot of you like went inwards and wanted to shut off the world, maybe isolated. A lot of depression came up. But again, it was all coming up to be cleared. And so here's what I want to say. We're coming out of that darkness to start feeling capable again, right? Maybe for some of you, it wasn't even, hey, I had trouble getting out of bed, I had trouble going to work, I had trouble taking care of the kids. Whatever that was, it could be simple daily tasks, but whatever you were like, I'm not capable of this, or it even could have to do with your self-worth, right? And something you haven't done in some time. But while we're stepping forth in that throat chakra activations, it's also allowing us to be capable. Small mundane tasks, huge things, things we put off, things we didn't even think we were able to do, right? We're now finding that capacity to go, oh, I can do this. I could chase after that dream. I have it within me. I'm ready. Now is the time. And so we're stepping out of that darkness because we are now feeling capable, and we're going to stand forth in our deserving, desired rights, right? Okay. So the third thing I want to talk about is, okay, a few keywords came up: adventurous, spontaneous, and impulsive. But this is all good because we're coming out of our shell. Interesting enough, as we leave Cancer season behind and we're now in Leo season, Cancer is ruled by the shell or the crab, right? And so some of us go within, right? And oh, I don't want to come out. I'm safe and secure in my little comfort zone. But it's time to break out of that shell. This feels really good. So we might be making some rash decisions, spur of the moment decisions, jumping on plans, changing plans last moment. But it feels exciting and it feels alive. So there's a chance to be adventurous and spontaneous and try new things. And hey, you know, I thought I was going to do this today, and all of a sudden I end up going here. Like, just go with the wind and roll with the punches, because it feels fun and it feels uplifting and it feels like smiles, adventurous, laughter. It feels good for you. It feels good for the spirit. So if all of a sudden you're like, man, this is not me, and I feel a little whimsy, like lean into that whimsical energy, because it's around right now and it's very beneficial, right? For the soul inside, okay? Okay, so the fourth thing I want to talk about is, well, we have 2 more planets. Planets, kind of iffy. We're going to talk about, one's not really a planet, but retrograde, okay? So yes, we're still in Pluto retrograde. We have Saturn retrograde. We have Neptune retrograde. Well, today, well, the day of the new moon. The day of the new moon, July 28th, we have another planet joining, and that's Jupiter. So Jupiter will be going retrograde as well. And that second planet, it's not really a planet, but I throw it in with the retrogrades. I consider it to be, when it goes retrograde, something that we should speak about as much as any other planet going retrograde, and that's Chiron. So Chiron went retrograde on July 19th, and it will stay retrograde until December 23rd, and Jupiter will stay retrograde until November 23rd, okay? So let's talk about this. Chiron is the wounded healer. So it is actually allowing us a space to heal. So some of those wounds might have been like picking a scab. It's coming up, it's coming up, it's coming up. But now it's allowing a lot of, it's like sealing the deal. We're closing off a lot of old wounds, maybe revisiting some old stuff that wasn't quite healed. But I literally feel that this is mostly for, sometimes when Chiron goes retrograde, it's rather heavy. And we have to do some deep shadow work, and there's a lot of healing, and it's like Purge City, right? But it feels like that, it's not as strong right now. It feels more healing than I'm going in to be healed, right? Because sometimes we go in to be healed, we find that we have to go into the darkness to find the light. And I feel like because we're stepping out of the darkness, it's like, it's a gentle healing, it's a nice healing, right? And so right now, while we're in this new energy, this healing is more transformational and it's lighter, okay? We will be retrograde with this for some time, so that may shift as we shift. But right now, as Chiron's been retrograde and will be retrograde over this moon cycle, it feels a lighter approach of healing, so I like that. Now with Jupiter, okay, Jupiter is a planet of abundance, it's a planet of expansion, right? And so here's the thing, Jupiter wants us to align. It's funny because Saturn's been bringing us that like structure and discipline and like getting us back in order. And Neptune might have thrown us off a little bit, but we're getting back in track because Jupiter wants us to grow and expand. But Jupiter wants us to grow and expand with this retrograde, with our soul's mission and stuff that we need to be doing on this timeline and these soul contracts and stuff. So Jupiter is like realigning us with our truths so we could stay on the timeline that we need to be on, or realign with the timeline we got off of. Because life happens, right? We've got free will, and so we might have made some choices and went this way for a little bit. But Jupiter's realigning us with our truth so we could stay on that soul's mission of what either you have a soul contract for or what timeline you're supposed to be on. So Jupiter is like gradually pulling us back in to where we need to be so we could realign with our truth. So that's the fourth thing I want to talk about, the planets, right? That's going on. And so there's one more thing to talk about today, and this is, okay, the fifth thing that came up today is a time to watch your words, right? Words are very powerful and they might be manifesting rather quickly. And so be careful with what you're saying, right? With self, we want to make sure we don't have that negative self-talk, or we're not just spewing out stuff. But even like that sarcasm, you could be saying stuff joking, but everything we're saying, that we're putting out to the universe as a prayer, as a manifestation, it's being heard. And it's a really good time to be sensitive with our words, that we're not saying cruel and unjust words to others or ourselves, and we're speaking more high vibrational words about ourselves, about the outcome we desire, so we can step forth. Because remember, Jupiter's trying to align us with our reality we're supposed to be on. And so we need to use those higher vibrational words. We need to be very compassionate with the way we're speaking, and speaking highly regarding of ourselves and our futures and our outcomes. So really just watch the words you're saying, right? Because I want you to be speaking about this reality that you want to step forth into. So let's work with the energies and speak those positive words, and not the words that are holding us back. I can't, I won't, I shouldn't be, I'll never be, I'm not good enough. We don't want to say that. Start speaking the words into existence that's aligning us back in with that soul's mission, right? Jupiter's going to help us with that. But we have to meet Jupiter right in the middle and work with Jupiter's energy. And so while we do that, watch your words, be very careful and very mindful of them at this time. Okay, so that's the fifth theme that came up today. So now we get to jump into the pick a card. So I want you guys just to decide on a number between 1 and 3, and whichever number you are most pulled to will be the card that has the strongest message for you during this moon cycle. You can check all 3 cards because you might get a message from each, but that first number that you feel most drawn to will be the one that has the most meaning for you. Okay, so if you chose 1, we'll take that one. All right, so if you chose card 1, I love it, I love it, I love it, because it's literally the new moon card. And it says a new start is coming. It feels like it's already kind of started. It's been in this transitional point, and so it's here, and I have to accept my truth and accept my reality, and everything I've worked hard for, it's here. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. I keep saying, when is it coming, when is it coming? Well, it's here. It kind of feels that birth energy already started to form. And so some of you might have been feeling this last week, this week, or the week of, because it feels very present energy. And so it does feel the new start is coming, but it's also here for a lot of you. I want to speak it more in present tense. So you guys are going to be feeling that momentum wave of new energy coming in, because you guys might have been waiting for something for a very long time, wondering when is it coming? Well, now it's here. Now it's here. Now it's here. Okay, card 1. Okay, so if you chose card 2, this is your moon message, and there's my cat rubbing up against my leg. Maybe he'll come up to say hi. Cosmo, you want to come say hi? Okay, if you chose card 2, I was trying to get out here and film before it rained. Okay, card 2. Surrender to the divine. I like this. I like this. And very interesting because in this deck they'll say like new moon in a zodiac sign, like how we have the new moon in Leo. So there's a new moon in Leo card, but there's only one new moon card and there's only one full moon card. And card 1 actually had just the new moon, right? You don't see that too often because I usually get the new moon in zodiac sign, full moon in zodiac sign. I actually feel this has to do with this particular moon cycle, right? So the new moon starts a 2-week cycle, but it actually lasts about four weeks because 2 weeks in, we have the full moon, and then 2 weeks later it ends. So for some of you, you might be really, really, really feeling this energy over until the next 2 weeks. The next 2 weeks when the full moon comes is when that completion energy might be for you. For card 2, really let go of control. Try surrendering the process, just surrendering to the divine. Oh, there's my cat in the background. You guys see him? I see him back there. He's trying to eat some grass. He loves it. Distractions. Anyways, yes, so surrender to the process, surrendering the universe, surrendering to the angels, surrendering to the divine. This might be something you're working over the next 2 weeks. It also could be advice for you if you're struggling and you're feeling a little bit of a power struggle or control, or you're losing your expectations or you're losing your way a little bit. Like surrender is really strong, but I feel like when it really takes lift off is around that full moon. So over the next 2 weeks, this might be a daily thing. Like, I'm surrendering, I don't know how to let go, I'm just gonna let go with love and light to my angels, my guides, whoever, to the divine, right? And so don't give up, but maybe keep working on this over the next 2 weeks because it feels like, I finally surrendered and let go, and it might be around in those 2 weeks when the full moon comes, okay? All right, so let's get card 3. Let's get a card for card 3. All right, final card is, let's see, meditate and contemplate. I like it because there's the Piscean energies, and you might feel like you were swimming against the current for some time because Pisces are like two fish swimming in opposite direction, and so you might have felt like an uphill battle, and you might have feel like you literally like you were swimming against the current, like I said. But again, it's really about getting in the synchronistic flow, letting go and trusting the process, right? But getting in, how do we do that, right? How do we get in the flow state is by letting go and trusting the process. So start swimming with the current and not against the current, okay? So meditate and contemplate is what the card says. So yeah, I'm a big advocate of meditation, right? And so you might be getting some inspired ideas, maybe some messages from your higher self or your spirit guides when you're meditating. But again, I feel like after I meditate, I need a pen and paper and I want to write it all down. Because I contemplate as like, ooh, I'm getting those inspired ideas, but if I don't write it down, I don't want it to go in one ear and out the other and it's like completely gone. Sometimes those downloads come in so fast that if we don't write them down, we can lose them. So meditate, and so then I have to like write it out, right? That's what it kind of feels like. But again, there is still this energy of I need to move with the energies, work with the energies, instead of trying to go uphill against the current. And it's like a losing battle. And so the more we can let go of control, right, and swim with the energies, right? And what do I mean by that, right? We work with the planets, we work with the cosmos, we work with the seasons, we work with the zodiac signs, we work with all the astrological elements, nature, and all that stuff. I talk about it all the time on my channel. That's how we're going to get in the flow state. So this way we're working with the energies and they don't work against us. And that may have been a missing piece for you, card 3, that we weren't working with the energies. They might have been working for you. I'm sorry, working against you. So I do feel how to get them to work with you, right, is release that control and start working with those planetary elements, right? Maybe it's the elements, maybe it's the planets, maybe it's all the different things that we talk about, the nature and everything. So let's let go of control. Let's get in alignment with the universe. Let's start working with all those natural forces so we can get in flow and in sync. And then we don't feel like we're fighting against the waves, fighting against the currents. And it's not this huge, like losing battle. Because then all of a sudden, oh, I'm in that flow state, synchronistic flow state, and things start to move to you a lot smoother and effortlessly, okay? All right, card 3, that is your card, and that actually wraps up today's video. So thank you guys so much for watching. And if you guys got anything out of this video, oh, here comes my cat. Come here. He came to say goodbye. Hi, you came to say goodbye. He's been outside all day. If you guys got anything out of this video, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button because Cosmo says so. If you guys haven't already subscribed to my channel, where Cosmo says, you guys better subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell button. Cosmo's telling you, hit that bell button because she does daily videos, he's saying. And he doesn't want you guys to miss out on any upcoming messages because that next message just might be the message that you need to hear today. All right, signing off. Me and Cosmo are going to go have a good night. You too. Till next time, be blessed.